Over the past year, the specialist teaching service has worked with nearly 1,900 students. We have seen an increase of 891 requests for support in the past year. These range from 2 weeks old if babies are identified as having a hearing loss, to students who have moved to college. We currently have 24 members of staff supporting the students from babies to college. 5 members of staff are part-time. This year was the second year of STS, and these were our areas of development. One significant area of our work this year has been students who are not attending school, or who have reduced attendance. This work requires a tailored, skilled approach, starting from the child or young person's individual needs and circumstances. As a service, we meet children and young people where they are. This often means beginning our work in the home, a local park, or another environment where they feel safe and comfortable. From there, we work closely with the education setting to develop an engaging, personalized offer that supports a successful transition back into school. Early referral is key. The sooner children and young people with emerging needs are referred, the greater and more rapid the impact we can achieve. Improving attendance requires a coordinated approach involving schools, families, the attendance and inclusion teams, and wider partner agencies. Since STS was introduced in Southend, attendance data shows that 33 of the 36 schools supported have improved their attendance outcomes, demonstrating the positive impact of this collaborative approach. 9 of the 11 secondary schools have also seen improved attendance, with one school just below by 0.2%. Analysis of the cohort experiencing persistent attendance difficulties identified a disproportionate number of girls with autism and/or anxiety. In response, we developed the Power to Us program, specifically designed for this group, and selected this school as the pilot site. We measure our impact through a range of indicators. One key measure is the number of children and young people who, following our assessment and intervention, move from active STS involvement to school-led support, notification, or monitoring. This indicates that our intervention has had a positive impact, and that the student is more settled and able to have their needs met without intensive involvement from our service. For some children and young people with highly complex needs, including significant sensory impairments such as hearing or vision loss, ongoing active involvement from STS will remain appropriate to ensure their needs continue to be effectively supported. End-of-year data shows that within 6 months of referral, 65% of children and young people are able to step down to monitoring or require no further support from STS. A further 29% have complex needs or sensory impairments that require ongoing specialist involvement. The remaining 6% continue to need significant changes to their school or settings provision to enable recommended strategies to be implemented effectively. Another key area of focus has been supporting schools to identify SEND needs more accurately and reduce the use of SEMH as the primary area of need at referral. In November 2024, 70% of referrals identified SEMH as the primary need. By June 2025, this had reduced to 21%, while referrals identifying autism and social communication needs had increased to 59%. This demonstrates a positive shift across Southend in understanding the underlying factors influencing behavior. More accurate identification of need enables earlier, more appropriate interventions and better outcomes for children and young people. We have also supported special needs coordinators with EHCP requests and associated documentation. Across Southend, EHCP request refusals have reduced by 7%, indicating improved quality, accuracy and evidence within applications submitted by schools. Supporting successful transitions is a key part of our work. Over the past year, we supported 248 children moving from reception to Year 1. As a result, 105 children no longer require active involvement from STS and have successfully settled into school. A further 62 have stepped down to school-led monitoring or advice only, while 143 continue to receive support due to the complexity of their needs. These outcomes demonstrate the positive impact of timely SEND intervention during this critical transition, as children move into a more formal stage of learning. Every member of STS is involved in supporting the transition from Year 6 to Year 7. Last year, we provided targeted support to 118 pupils with EHCPs or high-level SEND needs. Of these, 61% have successfully settled into secondary school and have stepped down to school-led monitoring or advice only. The transition to secondary school is a significant milestone for all children and their families, and additional SEND needs can heighten anxiety and increase the risk of an unsuccessful transition. Our targeted support, SEND advice, and staff training have contributed to successful outcomes for these 118 pupils, helping them make a positive start to secondary education. To support transition, we created a transition Padlet for every Year 6 student school staff and families in Southend. In the past 2 years we have had over 6,300 views. The Padlet is very effective due to our modern design of resources such as social stories. Here is some feedback from families. A full impact report looking at the effectiveness of our transition support is available. In addition to student support, we host annually in the summer term 4 live events for families covering topics such as independence, using technology, being organized, etc. On the right-hand side you can see examples of purpose-built modern social stories created for each school in Southend. This year, every student in Southend who has an EHCP moving to a mainstream school in Southend received direct support from us. This year this was 139 students, and we had a similar number at school support too, who we were already working with. We are a creative service that prides itself on delivering innovative, responsive support to the children and young people of Southend. Over the past year we have developed a therapeutic sports program for pupils in years 4 to 9 with ADHD who experience difficulties with self-regulation. The program has now been delivered in 13 schools and continues to be in high demand. We also identified a growing number of girls receiving a late autism diagnosis, or masking their needs until years 5 to 9, before experiencing significant anxiety, emotional dysregulation, and in many cases, school avoidance. In response, we developed the Power to Us Girls and Autism program. Following a successful pilot in one secondary school and excellent feedback, the program will be offered to all secondary schools in the new academic year and trialed in 4 primary schools during the autumn term. Our SEND Padlet continues to receive a high number of views, and other local authorities have contacted us re this too. We quietly launched a teaching staff Padlet last term. This will be a focus of growth and development over the next academic year.